Alrighty, guys. So I know there's probably not going to be anybody here that's actually going to watch this, or if it does come down to being watched, it'll be well past the time that this actually. Hopefully, it helps somebody at the end of the day. That's the goal here because there's a lot of shit that gets said. There's a lot of advice that gets spread around out there. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I know my reputation at this point doesn't mean a damn thing. So to those of you who end up watching this and you know what I'm referring to, don't care what you think. I really don't. So for those of you who don't know who I am or don't know why I'd be saying that, let me back up a little bit here. Okay, so I started streaming about a year ago in January. And to those who do know me, they know when I say I started streaming a year ago, that's when I finally started doing my homework. I understood what streaming entailed, equipment that was needed to, really put some oomph in behind your stream. So I don't. So I've got a little bit of experience because I streamed on Mixer for almost 6 months before Mixer closed down. We went to Twitch. I did a few streams on YouTube about a month ago or so, about a month to a month and a half ago. Did a lot of streams on Facebook. I did very well on Facebook for only being there for a few short weeks. I think it was about a month total. I put some emphasis on streaming to Facebook. So if you're a new streamer, right, and when I say a new streamer, you've been doing this for, we're gonna say 3 months. Okay, we're gonna go to 3 months here and say in your first 3 months, do the games that you enjoy. Let's start with that, okay? Because I see a lot of people that stream games because it's got a high viewer count. Well, the higher the viewer count on those games, the harder it is going to be for you to get noticed, which means it's going to be harder for you to get those followers that you're looking for. If you're on Twitch, you need 50 followers just to get affiliate. If you're on Facebook, you need 100. If you're on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers. The metrics change everywhere, so if you're playing to a viewership base, you're going to struggle and you're going to get down on yourself and you're going to doubt yourself. Okay, and I say that because I did the same thing. I was chasing the games that I thought had the best viewership. I was playing Apex not because I wanted to play Apex. I was playing COD not because I wanted to play COD. So it took me a few months to really realize that I needed to play and stream what I was there to stream for. Now, if you fast forward in my time to a few months down the road, I think that's where I really started learning this lesson. Okay? I started streaming with someone who only wanted to stream Apex because the whole idea was, we made affiliate, now we gotta get to partner, and then we gotta do this, and then we gotta do that. No, you can't do that. You're going to burn yourself out if you start trying to chase that affiliate and chase that partnership. Now, if you really gotta have that affiliate, right, for Twitch, if you really gotta have that for Facebook, go for it. But the streaming community as a whole, if you go to Twitch and you look around on Twitter, you look around on Facebook, you look around at all these streamers, do your homework on these people. And this is where this is really going to get into where I don't give I really don't care what anybody thinks about this at this point. If you cannot trust anybody out there when it comes to streaming, okay? You can't. Because every streamer is the same. They are there to push their streams to the top and be successful. And over the last few months, I learned that the hard way. I watched people lie. I watched people stab each other in the back. I watched people say one thing to one person's face and go somewhere and say something else to somebody else's face. Let's take my brother, for example. Okay? Let's take my brother, for example. He started streaming back in March and came to me all the time for advice. Came to me for help getting pretty much anything done. And I think that's the funny part to me and everything that's happened to me. And I'll get to what's happened to me in the last few weeks and some of the choices that I made recently. Watching people like that who use you, you're going to get used. If you have something good, you're going to get used. You're going to get taken advantage of. So be smart about that. Okay? My brother is the biggest one that I've seen, plus a few others, right? I put him in touch. I pointed him in this direction. I pointed him in that direction. That is what I did for a lot of people, but I use this for example because the amount of trash that my brother talked about another streamer, and then I go to Twitter and I see, I watched his VOD on a stream that he did just recently, where he now is partnering up with the same person that he was talking shit about, all because he had a personal problem with me. Yet he wants to sit there and judge me for it. I think that's the funny part. And I'll get to that other streamer here in a second as well. Another thing that as a new streamer to watch for as well is your personal life you have no personal life. People are going to stick their nose in your business because they feel that they can. Not because they should, but because they feel they can. If you choose to include people in that, just be careful because you can't control what comes from that. And it's going to lead to more problems. Especially if you only feed bits and pieces of that because you don't want to include people in the dirty details of your life. So let me give a little backstory on where we're leading up to this here, okay? So on Mixer and on Twitch and Facebook, my name used to be the King of Spades. Due to issues that were going on in my personal life, I made some bad decisions in my personal life. Not on stream. People wanted to stick their nose in my business. So in order to cover for my bad decisions, and to anybody watching, believe me, my bad decisions were my bad decisions. Regret my bad decisions. Should have handled things better. And I got a lot to answer for. And I say that because if these certain individuals that I'm going to be talking about here or using as my examples come in here and watch this, they went to Twitter and said that I was not sorry, I was insincere and disingenuous. So this is what I'm talking about. You can't trust anybody because people are going to get whatever they want in their heads and they're going to think what they want of you, whether you are or not. It doesn't matter. The court of public opinion when it comes to streamers is so skewed, it's ridiculous. So don't give a shit what people think. Be you and do things your way. I haven't streamed. Well, that's not true. I had to stream because I was doing tournaments, and the rules for this site's tournaments was that I had to stream. But I haven't streamed like I used to in a couple weeks now since all this drama went down. And ask around, ask about King of Spades. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell you, talk some shit about me at some point. So, go for it all you want. That's why I said, take what I say here with a grain of salt. Made some bad decisions and probably got no room to say anything whatsoever, but I'm going to. So like I said, don't trust anybody. Because, let's see. God, going back months and months of this person talking shit about that person and this person talking shit about that person, it gets exhausting. It really does. And the funny part is if these individuals come in here and watch this, they're going to lie about it. They're not going to own up to what they said either. And I think that's the best part about this, is because I got judged because of my personal decisions that had nothing to do with anybody else, and then I lied to cover my personal life. Take that how you want. So, for me, I think that's the interesting part, is that the amount of people that sat there and had the audacity to judge me with the amount of shit and backstabbing that they did, I think that's where I kind of chuckle at everything. So, like I said, don't trust anybody. Use people because you're going to. You can't do this alone, okay? And I don't say use people as in backstab them and manipulate them, okay? When I say take building a community, for example, because you're not going to get anywhere without a community, okay? You're not going to be able to stream without that. If your goal is partnership, affiliate, whatever, to make money, get bits, get subs, and all that stuff, let me fix this a little bit here. You got to have people around, okay? Do what you got to do. But if you actually sit here and say, and this isn't 100% of people. This is 99.9% of the streaming community, though. This is what it's become. Backstabbing, manipulation, trash talking behind their back, and then going somewhere else and talking shit to each other's faces. So that's the funny part. Because those same people that are doing that to you are doing that themselves. Okay? That are judging you for whatever you say or do, they're doing it themselves. I can guarantee you. They might be a little bit better at hiding it, but they're still doing it. I can guarantee you. They're going to be criticizing something about your stream. They're going to be criticizing something about your gameplay, something about you as a person, whether it's how you look or how you sound or how you do this. Take my brother, for example. You know the amount of people that talk shit about his streams because he sucks at singing, because he does karaoke streams, and that's the funniest part too, is, that's another funny part, I shouldn't say it's the funniest. The amount of people that talk shit about him, and yet he sits there and runs around now in that same group with that same group of people that he himself talks shit about him, but yet they want to sit there and act like they sit on a pedestal because, oh, I did something wrong and I got caught. So, like I said, protect your personal life. Don't trust anybody. And play for fun. Because let me give you another example. So I played with another streamer for months that I met on Mixer. We went over to Twitch together. Became very good friends. I really consider this person a great friend. And then she became exhausting. Absolutely exhausting. So we tried to make a support team, right? So, you know, and that was the other thing too. That was funny as hell about my brother. So my brother ended up leaving because he wanted to go do his own thing, because he constantly felt like he had to one-up me. As much as he says he did, everything he did was about one-upping me. So he left to go do his own thing. But yet I still sat there while doing my thing, coaching him and trying to help him. But yeah, I didn't, you know, I never did anything for him, that because now he won't speak to me. That's where a lot of my bitterness comes from. He wants to take one thing and judge me for it, and that's cool. Because it's funny, he wouldn't be half the streamer that he was at this point if it wasn't for me. And I always swore I would never do this. I held to this standard for a long time, that I would not ever say these words, because the streamer makes the streamer. But the amount that I did for people to be brought to this point, I think, is what pisses me off more than anything, is why I'm saying this stuff. Okay? Because if you do what I did and you sacrifice hours and days for other people, you're going to burn yourself out and you will not see a return on it. Unless you are so damn good, or you have that amazing wow factor, or you're giving money, or you have the money to blow on people, you're not going to get anything back for doing that. So don't do it. Okay? But this individual only ever wanted to play Apex. And anybody here who knows me knows who this is. She became so exhausting because when we brought my brother back, even before, it was constantly talking shit. Because she just had to stick up her ass about this. Because, oh my god, he left and went to go do his own thing. But yeah, we had another guy leave and brought him back. And all was forgiven. Then it became a constant battle of listening to shit talking here. And don't get me wrong, I did my fair share of shit talking. But I never went and ran in the same circle with them, other than keeping them close, like I said, because you can't make it as a streamer without followers and viewers. Okay? But don't go sitting there acting like you're buddy-buddy with the same people, because the same individual, I think this is the best part too, I'm sitting here judged for something that the same individual, not directly, I gotta be careful because I'll get called a liar for this, so wants to throw stones at another said streamer who was supposedly taking money, a lot of money, based on the things that I saw and heard. But now she's buddy-buddy with him. That to me is awesome. So like I said, again, everybody lies and everybody's manipulative. My brother used me for months. Even when he came back to our team that we were doing, I still sat there and defended him. I still tried to get them to work, everybody to work together. Did I like everything my brother did? No. So for those of y'all who sit here and say that I didn't talk shit about my brother, I did. I said that sometimes he gets ahead of himself, he's impetuous, he's overzealous, and you got to figure out how to work with him. But it doesn't help when everybody else is sitting there pointing the fingers at him too, and I'm trying to help everybody do the same damn thing, get to the same damn goal. Everybody forgets about that, forgets about what I did for them there. You know, people are going to take from you in the streaming world. Let's look at what would be a fair number? What do you think a fair number would be, Samantha, in streamers that I helped? Rough estimate. My wife is sitting back here, by the way, guys, so that's who I'm talking to.
Probably
A good 50 to 60 streamers.
I think more than that, probably 70 to 80.
We'll say 50 though, just to round down and keep it even.
Round down.
A good 50 streamers would not be as far along as fast as they are without the amount of time and effort that I put into this over the last year. And when I say I lost hours, I devoted hours to this, we're talking midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was up late streaming or working with streamers or talking to people, checking on them, pushing them, bringing new streamers together. Let's see, there's the general Discord that I made, the Spades Army, that was originally the House of Spades, for those of you who know the backstory well enough. Then it became... Yo, what up, Ghost? Appreciate you being here, buddy. Doing a venting session, so feel free to tell me I suck, whatever. And that was not a serious statement, that was just a misguided joke. But staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight, talking to people, being there for people, counseling people, coaching people, putting people in touch with other streamers, bringing people together. People like my brother, sitting there saying, go talk to this person, go talk to that person, get in touch with these people, start talking with them. They have the right community, they have the right following, they know this person, they know that person, they can help boost you up if you start working with them. Bringing those people together, and this is what I got for it. It was so easy because of trying to keep my personal life private, however misguided it was. Getting shit off my chest, that's why I'm doing it here. There's points behind it. I'm just kind of giving a little bit of personal experience behind it. But it's also just to get shit off my chest. There's showing people that there's things to be careful. Because I did make the point, this does not encompass 100% of people. It doesn't. That's not fair to say this covers every single person. On a general basis, it seems like that's what this is what the streaming world has become, though. And I'm guilty of a lot of the same stuff. Using people to get ahead. Made enough friends, though. Made some actual genuine people that I thought were friends. Didn't get to know you as well as I would have liked to. Didn't give you a fair shake. And I'm just as guilty of a lot of things that I'm saying. So, like I said, it's more of a venting. Sat here for 2 weeks, not saying a word about anything, hiding from it all. So, telling people to be careful who you trust. Because you can't trust everybody. Because... You can't trust everybody. You can't sit here and focus on getting partnership, because if you do that, you're going to burn yourself out. And I'm just venting on some of the real stuff behind why I'm saying this stuff and what I've learned from everything over just the last few months or in the last year. I get it. Trust me. I never thought I'd be sitting here saying that I don't trust my own brother. I never thought it. And for those of you watching, this is how bad the bad blood between me and my brother got. Told my wife, my brother is not allowed to set foot in this house. I will never do anything involved with that little asshole ever again until I get an apology from him. Never will get one, but you look at Yeah. Um, and it's just sad to have to sit here and say this stuff and to use and to have real life examples because one thing I would tell people, and going back to the trust issue, you might think you make a friend, right? Be careful how much you really call them a friend because I made two individuals who I considered friends, but the problems became when I didn't devote enough attention to them. Then they became pissy and bitchy and whiny, and then it became then the final straw that broke my back for that one, where I just didn't give a fuck, which is why when these people want to call me a liar, yeah, oh yeah, I lied and didn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Because when I got told you're a bad friend because you're trying to be a streamer, which means you have to devote your time to other people in your community, but you don't make enough time for us, but we're going to claim to be the best friends ever because we understand all this stuff, but we just don't give a fuck at the same time. You see the twisted snake of shit going on here? That's what those two individuals did. Or I should say the one individual, the other one, because she's engaged to him, just piggybacked off of that and then just followed suit with that. So that to me was the funny part. But I stopped trusting them immediately after that. But I even think I said months before that what was going to happen.
They'd be gone.
They'd be gone for good. Expect everybody to leave. Everybody's going to move on at some point. Hold on to the people that you really trust, that you know have your back. And Ghost, I can actually say this. You've been there. As much as we may not have always seen eye to eye and agreed on everything and liked everything about each other, you and I have at least every so often reached out and said, you doing all right? You doing good? Even through it all, guys, this is why I'm saying you cannot take everything, what I'm saying, as 100%. Exactly, Ghost. Yeah. You know, and when it comes to stream teams too, do the stream team thing if you find one that works for you, but don't expect it. I think what I've learned is don't expect people to stick around on the team because people are, what I've seen is people are team hoppers. I look at somebody like let's look at there's a few people I could throw in there. Voice of Reason, for example, went from me to my brother, said that my brother basically wasn't good leadership material, came back to me, and then because of everything that went down with me, went back to my brother of all people, but he's not good leadership material. But oh wait, I know why he went back there, because another individual went to him after talking all sorts of mad shit about him. Like the amount of shit talking circle, I think is one of my biggest point for new streamers. Expect the shit talking. Expect it. And you'll be okay. If you do, unless you do something personally that makes sense. Yep, exactly. I've been quiet for the last few weeks because it's been about 2 weeks almost, maybe not quite, but 2.5 weeks or so. I don't know. The stream team thing, it can work if you find the right one. There's good communities out there. Thought I had a good one. Don't know what I'm doing here in the future. Working out some details in my head. I know where I'd like to head. And I know the streaming world's big. So guys, if you lose a friend or two along the way, or somebody you thought was a friend, you lose some followers and some viewers along the way, you lose community, you're going to get it back. Twitch alone has, anywhere from 2 to 5 million on average people active on a daily basis. So you'll be fine. But watch your personal life because people are going to make what they want out of it. Don't expect a lot out of people. You got to do the work yourself. Don't chase the viewership either. Do what makes you happy. Ghost, I'll use you for example. I don't know how the hell you play Farm Simulator because I watch your streams and I've watched your VODs and that's just not for me personally. There's no dig on that. Hopefully you don't take this the wrong way. But my point behind using that, for example, is you enjoy Farm Simulator. You've openly said that. So it's not like you're chasing the viewers, because if you ask a lot of people, they're not going to watch a farm simulator, but you still enjoy it. And your streams are still actually pretty good because you're doing what you enjoy and people say it. Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But you enjoy it, but I watch your VODs, right? And I watch the people that interact with you. They interact with you based on your enjoyment of what you're doing. And you take certain individuals that I used to be associated with, and they were chasing whatever, and watching their VODs was painful. You know, I'm sure that people could say that about me. I got disheartened over the last few months because of all the shit that was going on. My VODs probably are lackluster, which is probably why my viewership took a hit. Gotta stay passionate about what you're doing. You've got to go. You've got to do what you're happiest with, because at the end of the day, your viewership and your community, your followers, they're going to come back for the passion that you put behind it. Whether it's the competition passion, whether it's just the love for simulator passion, whether it's because you're a new gamer, you're new to the gaming scene, and you're really getting into a game. They can see the excitement when you do well. They can hear the anger behind when you do badly. I could use a lot of examples here. You got to have the passion. If you don't have the passion for what you're doing, don't do it. Be as fake as you want. But stick to it, because you're going to get burned on it later. Don't burn yourself out being there for 900 people at the same time either. I promise you, if you have a 9-to-5 job, you come home for an hour or two with your family, spend some time with them, stream for a few hours, spend only an hour networking with somebody every other day or every day, go to bed by 10 o'clock, get up at 7 o'clock, you're going to do just fine. You really will. Talk to these people throughout the day. Do all that stuff. Sure. But don't kill yourself for other people. I learned that the hard way, devoting a year of myself killing myself for other people, to where I just grew disheartened, unpassionate, distrusting. You can't do all this stuff. You have to have the passion for it in general, not just the games, but for your viewers, for your followers, for your community. Get that passion in there. You're going to do fine. I'm not really going to sit here and go too much more into detail on the backstory stuff, because what's the point? Because at the end of the day, I feel better knowing that I know what I did for people. I can name probably 5 people right off the top of my head that came to me and said they talked about they were thinking about killing themselves, and I sat there and devoted my time to that, to talking to them and being there for them. And when all my shit went down, they were gone. How many new streamers came into the scene over the last 6 months that came to me and went from 10 followers, 20 followers, 30 followers to a few months later because they came into the Spades Army community. And I'm not going to take 100% credit, because the streamer does the work. They have to be passionate for it. They've got to be doing something right for them. Somebody to really want to hit that follow button. But they came to me for a reason, because people were saying, go check this dude out. And sure enough, their numbers got some help. How much of that can really be accredited to me? Not going to say. But people seem to forget everything on that one. So for those of y'all who do watch this later on, if ever, hopefully this triggers something in your brain that says maybe y'all should think about how you act before you do it. Because not one single person who comes through here is perfect. Not one single person who comes through here doesn't have something to answer for. Not one single person coming through here can't say that they've done something wrong at one point or another. To people like CBNX Ghost here, I would say go check this dude out. He's been real, as far as I know, and that's not a dig. Real enough with me. Told it to me straight, whether he felt like I was doing something wrong, whether I needed a kick in the ass. He came to me, and we talked. We said what we needed to say. Never really felt like he bullshitted me on anything. So it's guys like that. You don't have to like him. You don't have to love him. Get along with him and respect the fact that those are the real people. And by the way, Ghost, I do actually like you. So, Cadence Lisa here. Got some problems. told it to her face. Don't always like everything she does. Don't always like everything she says. She knows the drama as well as my wife better than anybody. Ghost, you could probably run her up on that as well. She's told me to my face when I've done something wrong. She told me to my face when she doesn't like something that I've said or done. Now you're good, Ghost. I was just saying, don't always have to like each other. Don't always have to love each other. But by the way, I do actually like you. You are a good guy. But Cadence here has had my back. Mostly. Can't say she's perfect. Will never say anybody's perfect. I got my moments. We can definitely agree on that one. Probably more moments than most, but no, you're good. Hence the smile. Trust me, that's a genuine smile at the joke. I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and say everybody's great. Not gonna sit here and say everybody's bad, because that's not a fair statement. Everybody, there are some good people out there. There are some bad people. Even the people that I think are some of the biggest pieces of shit on the planet right now have their moments. I've watched them interact with other people, watched them have their moments with other people. Exactly, Ghost. You know, I do think that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 certain individuals that need pull their heads out of their asses because they think their shit don't stink right now. And if like I said, if those 5 individuals and everybody here that's listening to this at this particular moment knows who they are, if you think your shit is perfect, you're full of shit, and anybody that buys your crap is dumber than dirt. I think it's the funniest part about my brother too. I'm going to throw him under the bus one last time just because he pissed me off the most with all of this. So I hope, Smokey, you watch this. So maybe you'll realize the people that you hang out with. The amount of people that said that you are a raging alcoholic and they're worried that you're going to drink yourself to death, but these are the same people that come to you and encourage you to drink, who say that you basically suck. Paraphrasing, mind you. Oh, there are 5 that I'm going towards individual, and I'm going to put one. I'm going to call my brother out one last time because I think he's the biggest dick right now. Just because you don't do this to family. I think family more than anything. Yeah, I made mistakes and I lied to him, but it was because it was my personal business that he had no business being involved in. But I think it's really sad that a lot of people will sit here and say that you're a raging alcoholic, and at times they worry about your health, but then they encourage you and think it's funny to egg you on and keep it going. So, Smokey, if you see this, hopefully it triggers something that you get some help with the drinking. I don't care if you stop drinking or not at this point. I hope that you're all right and that these people are wrong, that you're not going to drink yourself to death. Exactly, Ghost. And at the end of the day, I owed people an apology, but it could have been done privately. But they wanted their public apology. They got their public apology. They weren't entitled to a fucking public apology, but it shut them the hell up for all of a day before they went back on Twitter and ran their damn mouths. So, take it for what it is. And this is what I'm telling new streamers. This particular thing. Don't trust anybody because this is what it's going to come down to. But, Smokey, you're really not a bad guy. You're just associated with the wrong people. Your heart's in the right place. You just are so wrapped up with the wrong people, it's ridiculous. So hopefully you figure that out before they encourage you to drink yourself stupid and something bad happens to you. But guys, Cadence, Ghost, thank you for being here. I just needed to vent for just a little bit and hope somebody sees this someday, maybe a year down the road, maybe 2 years down the road. Maybe they see it tomorrow. Hopefully it triggers somebody.